faced a lot of very good teams this year, and Carmel's another one that's a very good ball club. They're going to be well coached. They're very physical, very talented. But we've played those type of schools. We played the Lawrence Norths, the North Centrals, the Hamilton Southeasterns, Cathedrals. We played those teams, so we're familiar with the type of physicality we're going to see come Saturday, and I think that has helped us prepare, hopefully, for what we're planning on doing and what we're planning on trying to execute come Saturday morning.
When you take a look at this Homestead team, obviously you guys had 3 games last week. What did you see from this team that you liked? What did you see that you're looking to carry over to this Saturday?
Well, I thought we came out with a lot of intensity, especially against Huntington North and Southside. We did also against New Haven. The problem is the shots weren't falling. So, that doesn't help with the flow at all. So, if we can just get those shots to fall, and that's what we're going to have to do. The team that whose shots are falling come Saturday, who's winning the 50-50 balls, who's doing the rebounding, is going to be the team that's going to probably win this game.
When you look at this team, how do you guys handle kind of the expectations? Because this is such a huge game. It's 1 versus 2. A lot of people are looking at it. I know you're kind of used to this, but looking at it like a state championship game before a state championship.
Well, it's just another game as far as on the schedule that you have to win. It's no different than what we saw Huntington North, Southside, New Haven. If we lose those games or one of those games, we're done. So, Carmel's just another one that's on the schedule. Now we understand that the intensity has got to get there. We've got to make sure that we're matching theirs because we know they're going to come out with a lot of intensity, a lot of physicality. We have to make sure that we are matching what they are doing because if we don't, it could be a long day.
Final question for me. I know you guys have faced Carmel in the past, not necessarily this group of guys, but you've coached against them recently with like John Michael Malloy and a number of talented guys that they've had. Mm-hmm. Is there any carryover from that, or do you take anything from previous matchups where you've seen them in the last 4 or 5 years?
Well, I just know that it's going to be a tough battle. All 3 of those games that we played were 1 and 2 against them. All 3 of those games were down to the wire, though. They could have went either way. Ball didn't bounce our way in 2 of them. The ball bounced our way in the one that we won. So, we have to make sure that we keep it close, that we're in, arm's distance to where we give ourselves an opportunity come Saturday morning to win that ball game.
Anything else you'd like to add?
That's it. Let's go win. Let's go win Saturday.
Yeah, I feel like last week our team came together really well and played really well together. We won, I think, every game by 19 or more points. I think New Haven was 19. So to be able to do that against any type of 4A teams, it's a huge accomplishment for our team. And we knew that going into that sectional that we were the favorite team, but we can't let that get to our heads. And we came out and we did what we needed to do.
You haven't played Carmel this season, but you've played a lot of the powers from Indy, the Lawrence North, the Cathedrals. How does that help prepare you for Saturday's contest, knowing the kind of brand and the kind of level of physicality that you'll face on Saturday?
Yeah, it's definitely huge. One of the things preseason that I talked to Coach Johnson about was loading our schedule up, playing really good teams at the beginning of the year, middle of the year, and end of the year just to prepare ourselves for a game like this. I think we played Cathedral, one of our first games, and they actually beat Carmel. So just to have that experience against a team that was able to beat a good team like Carmel is huge. We can go back and watch film, see what they did against us, see what they did against Carmel, kind of compare that stuff. But just loading our schedule like that, to know that Carmel's played these teams, we got film on them, and to know that we can hang with teams from Indy is huge.
As far as this game goes, how do you guys approach it, knowing that it's 1 versus 2? Obviously, you have to win to keep your season going, but this is a game that a lot of people have been kind of waiting for, and some people are saying it's like a state championship game before a state championship game.
Yeah, well, we're going to not listen to any outside noise and just approach it like we approach every other game. It's just another team that we have to go out there and compete against, and we know that they're a lot better than a lot of teams that we play this year. But, like I said, we just got to go out there. We're the same Homestead team as we are before. We're not going to change our identity just because of who we're playing. And we're going to go out there and have fun and just play our game and try and beat them.
Do you see them, how much do you know about them, like X's and O's wise, and in terms of personnel? Because like with Suter and then the big guy down low, Waddell, they are a little bit like Blackhawk Christian to a degree.
Yeah, we've not been able to watch a lot of film on them yet just because it's early in the week, but we have a scouting report already, got a good game plan going into the game so far, and we know a lot about them. I mean, when you're a good team in the state of Indiana, a lot of people know about you, know about the players that you have and stuff like that. So we know going into the game their players and who they'll have, and we'll be able to scout that well, and we'll all trust Coach Johnson and what he has planned for us and go from there.
Final question, what do you think will be the biggest factor on Saturday morning?
I think the rebounding will be a huge factor for us. I know that they've got some length, they got some size, and they're really physical. I think that, and being able to score early, they like to hold their opponents to low amounts of numbers. So to go out there and just rebound well, take high percentage shots, and just play well as a team.
Obviously, a little bit of momentum. We got to start off with those 3 wins. They were big for us, and I thought we got a good start to each and every game. And that's what we got to do to win playoff basketball. And really, just starting out and throwing that first punch is huge for us.
You guys haven't played Carmel this season, but you've played a lot of the Indy area powerhouses,
Yeah.
the Cathedrals,
Yeah.
the Horns North. How do those games help prepare you for a game like you'll see on Saturday where the talent level and the physicality is ratcheted up?
I mean, obviously, when you're playing in Indy school, a top team in the state, it's going to be a lot of talent on the floor, and really just matching up well with them and really just shutting down their good players. It's going to be big for us, knowing that we've had that experience, but they're a little bit different than the other Indy teams we've played, so really just adjusting and improving ourselves.
You look at the rankings, and this is number 1 versus number 2. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, for the ability to continue your season, it doesn't get much bigger than that. How do you approach a game that looks on paper like a state championship game before a state championship game?
Really just coming ready to play. We know what we got to do this week to get ready to prepare ourselves, and then whether it's scouting them or whether it's watching film, we know what we got to do on that end too.
I know X's and O's, like you probably haven't delved too much into the film yet since it's just Monday. But what are some of the key points that you guys need to do and execute offensively, defensively against what Carmel brings to the table?
I think obviously they're a real good defensive team, so really just knocking down our sets, knowing what we got to do to score on them, and then rebounding the ball defensively. We know they're an aggressive team, and really just stopping the ball and then rebounding it after.
Final question, what are you most looking forward to about it? Like I said, it's 1 versus 2. It's a lot of eyeballs on this game and a lot of, Division I basketball talent out there on the floor.
Really just having ourselves ready to go, ready to get this win and move on in the tournament and hopefully get that regional title.